Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching Mushoku Tensei episode 6, season 2, and this episode should be interesting. We're going to get more into the school life of Rudy and see what's going on there. And also there was a kind of awkward moment between Rudy and Fitz at the end of the last episode. He was blushing, which is interesting because he thinks that Fitz is a guy, even though we know that Fitz is selfie. So that might cause a little bit of confusion for him, but we'll see. We'll see how this ends up playing out. 日課となっているトレーニングを始める. One thing I can really say that I really like about Rudy is the fact that he does every morning without fail get up and does his workout routine, you know, to make sure he's taking care of his body and keeping himself together. Despite all the other stuff that's going on with him that he might be having issues with, he makes sure he does that like clockwork. And it seems like he takes really good pride in it too, so that's definitely give Rudy some points for that. にはあと一歩届かないが、しかし似たようなものが出てくるので、個人 Well, that's pretty cool. He's actually eating with him on a regular basis too, which is kind of nice. Like I said, it's nice to have a friend in this world, you know, or in this school at least, at the very least, because doesn't seem like the type of place you'd want to be really isolated in unless you're really focusing or practicing on doing something that either is unsavory or that you want to keep secretive. Feel like it's nice to have a little posse or at least somebody else that you know in this type of place. 出るそうだ。昼も夜も活動するとはタフなやつだ。Oh my god. Why did they let, I mean, obviously she can afford tuition, you know. Like tuition for her I would imagine ain't nothing as a S rank adventurer. But I mean, but then again though, I think in one of the what they left out of the manga, they talked about how in this school they don't really care about, you know, people's personal life when it comes to what you do sexually with whoever it may be in this school, rather it be with other races or whatever, or, you know, they don't generally care. So I mean, hey, more power to her, I guess. もの自体が禁術として指定されているせいか、あまり詳しいことは載っていない。Really? All teleportation is considered taboo in this world? You would think it would be a convenience that a lot of people would use more often. Like, considering how much and how long people have to travel and stuff in this, you would think that it would be a bit more of a convenience that they would try to integrate into, you know, just their civilization, but I guess not. Maybe there's like a high risk kind of thing to it. 町火消しの恵みの居候なままで回復の兆しはない。Yeah, so no improvements in that department, unfortunately. So he's gotten used to daily life here at the school, but he's made absolutely no progress when it comes to getting his soldier to march. It is what it is.
実は僕の知り合いもあの転移で行方不明になってね。いや、最近になって生きていることは分かったんだ。
It's being very forward right now. Fortunately, there's no way that he knows at this moment, so I guess you could talk about it freely because he's 100% convinced that Fitz is a male, so he wouldn't put the dots together. And also, he's a male protagonist, so that also makes him impervious to putting the dots together. So even if Fitz was being presented as a girl, I still don't think he would have gotten the idea.
よろしく。
I wonder if Fitz wears the glasses to, not the glasses, the gloves to hide her little feminine hands. Also, there's that blush again. There it is again.
キャスかもと思ってさ。
男相手に。いや、まさかな。気の迷いだろ。
Oh no. Wait, did he get a little nudge down? Did he get a reaction? Oh god, no. This might be bad, guys.
僕もアリエル様のご迷惑になることはやらないよ。
一応寮では許可を取れば従者や奴隷と生活することが可能だ。
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. I had a comment in my comment section actually explaining this, that Fitz has permission because they're a bodyguard. Thank you for the comment, by the way. I never get comments on my videos, so whenever I see one, I get excited. So appreciate you. Keep on doing it. I really enjoy getting comments.
見知りするんだよ。
その割には俺には自分から話しかけてきたように思ったが。
Starting to doubt that Silent Fitz is a good name for them, huh? Considering how much y'all be talking. I can see that. I can understand why he like, yeah, they told me you don't talk much, but you initiate a lot of conversations.
なぜこの笑顔を見ると胸が高鳴るのだろうか。俺は決してそういう趣味ではないはずなのだが。
You still swinging in the right direction. You just don't know it. Because despite Fitz doing a relatively decent job, passing as a guy, she's still very feminine. And you still have there's like locked in suppressed memories that I would assume he has of her that is activating this kind of emotional and physical response. It's not shocking at all that this is the type of reaction he's getting.
に従って動き、出会った彼と接することで、いつか病の治療に関する手がかりがつかめるはずだ。
So I wonder if they're ever going to fully establish that he finds out that Fitz is indeed Sylphie, or if they'll part ways and reunite with her being herself. Like, I'm wondering how they're going to handle that whole situation. Because I don't know how awkward it'll be where it's like, okay, obviously he had feelings for Sylphie, which is why his dad sent him away, because he was being too kind of reliant on her. But now he's like, okay, now he thinks that Fitz is a guy. So if he's like, oh, wait, you're actually Sylphie, like, what? I don't know how that's gonna play out for him. Dude's he's already emotionally unstable to begin with.
彼は変態である。行き過ぎたフィギュアオタクとでも言うのだろうか。
伝わってきます。伝わってきております。
Okay. At first I was just like, pervert? That's a little strong of a term. Like, he just really likes the figures, like And then they cut to this, him literally naked, dry humping this fucking statue. So there you go. I mean, that's about as perverted as it gets. Oh boy. I was just about to defend him. I'm glad I waited.
俺たちの人形制作は始まったばかりだ。
Dude, in this type of world, that making figures and stuff like that could be a very lucrative business model. Like, they could make a shit ton of money. Like, and just have a quick little get rich type situation going on if they really decided to go with it.
なるほど。師匠、これなら世にもできそうですな。
So from what he just said, I'm assuming he doesn't have any mana, but he is really strong. And I guess carving could be another way to make sculptures for him, since he doesn't have any mana and he can't use magic. But the problem is, like, he's like crazy super strong and can't control his strength. So how is something delicate like carving gonna work for this guy? I don't know, he might be screwed.
ザノバは手先が器用ではなかったのだ。彼の怪力が邪魔をし、繊細な作業を行うのは。
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured that would be the outcome, because he is like crazy strong for no good reason.
ザノバに聞いてみてから次の月休みに奴隷市場に行ってみますよ。うん。
いい子が見つかるといいね。
Wait, can we? Is there an isekai that exists in the world right now that does not have slaves in it? A fantasy isekai that does not have slaves. I don't think it exists. I could be wrong. I'm over exaggerating, of course, but this is a very common theme in isekai.
食事でもおごりますよ。
そう、じゃあごちそうになります。
Rudy just got asked on a date. Oh no. He knows. Well, technically he asked because she tossed up the alley-oop and he managed to catch it, which is very unprotagonist-like of you. You were supposed to completely miss that and totally not understand what she was trying to say there and cause this huge misunderstanding, because that's how anime is supposed to work, right?
師匠、お初にお目にかかります。シーロン王国第三王子ザノバシーロンと申します。以後お見知りおきを。
Okay, so Zanoba, he's still a prince. So like his attitude towards anybody he deems to be lesser than him is still what you would expect a prince to be. Although, like Rudy, well, he considers Rudy a master, even though technically, status-wise, Rudy is not quite on the level that he is, or maybe he is actually. I think Rudy might be at least close to considered a noble, at the very least, because of his parents. So I don't know, but yeah, as you can see, he started off treating Fitz kind of like they were of a lower stature, and Rudy had to set him straight real quick.
適当に見て回りましょう。
They are like very casual about this, which I mean, I guess is to be expected if the trading of slaves is something that's super commonplace within the world that you live in. I would imagine not a lot of people are like well, probably people are like against it to where I wouldn't participate in it, but it is just like they're just like, yeah, people buy slaves. You can do that if you want. I wouldn't, but you know, whatever.
本当にみんな裸になるんだ。大きいな。あんな風になってるんだ。
実に DT らしい反応だ。
わ
Spoken like a true virgin. Really? I mean, you only had sex once. And as far as you know, it didn't go well. I'm sure it did. And he did fine. And I'm sure Eris thinks that he did fine also. But according to you, based on what you probably thought happened, it went terribly. So I don't know why you bragging right now.
いると聞いていますが。
確かに教本にはそう書いてあるけど、師匠と僕の実体験からするとそれは間違いだよ。
やはり。
Okay, that's interesting. So people believe in this world that the mana pool is determined at birth, but apparently that's a little bit different. It's a little bit different for certain people. Now it could just be because she's an elf and he's an otherworlder. So that could be it too. And I just realized all this time I've been watching this show, these past 7 episodes I've watched, and I know I said 7 even though this is episode 6, but there was an episode 0, don't forget that. But out of all the episodes that I've watched, this is the first time I've actually noticed his demon eye. I don't know if anybody else recognized that, but yeah, it's still there. He still has it. And I've known that he had it. It's just like I've looked at his face all this time, and this is my first time actually seeing the fact that he has it, because it wasn't showing as prominently before. Maybe I just wasn't looking for it.
は喋れねえ。6歳じゃ当然だが文字も読めねえ。
とりあえず会ってみましょうか。
Malnourished. They don't feed their. I mean, they malnourished. Now here's the thing. They're slaves, right? So it's like, yeah, of course they're not gonna really take care of them. They're slaves, but they're also inventory. So you would think it's kind of important to, at the very least, keep them healthy-ish, or at least healthy enough to not be malnourished, since they're merchandise and you're selling them. But what the fuck do I know? I'm not a slave driver.
懐かしい目だ。俺もこんな目をしていた。現状を絶望し、何もかもを投げ出したいと思っていた。
Like looking at a reflection, man. Those are some cold dead eyes. So she's a dwarf, huh? I mean, she just looks like a kid. I guess she might not get any bigger than that. I don't know. But yeah, she don't look like she don't look like she want to be alive very long, or for very much longer, actually. So the thing about this is, like, you know, they usually come in and they'll help these people, and because these are decent people, you know, they'll live a pretty decent life, and you know, they're out of this life of slavery, which is fine. But it's like there's still everybody else, you know, gets left behind, and it always sucks. Like, I always thought, like, if I was to ever get isekai'd and thrived in one of these worlds, and I came to pick up, you know, or get a slave for whatever reason, you know, on some like shield hero type stuff, and I rescued one, I would kind of want to rescue the rest of them. Like, that'd probably be a goal for me, you know. But then again, like you said, you want to try to be a hero in a situation like this and rescue them all, but they're a part of the economy, and you can't really just step in and just disrupt the whole thing like that. So what do you really do, you know? It's an odd situation.
救いではないことを俺はよく知っているつもりだ。やりたくないものを無理やりやらされても決して救いではない。むしろ
Yeah, that's the sad truth about it, is once a person hits that level of despair, like, it ain't as easy as just taking their shackles off and saying, "All right, you're free now. Enjoy life." Like, it's not necessarily that easy, man. Just like it took them a long time to probably get into that point to where, you know, they hit that bottom point, it's going to take some time for them to recover. So you got a lot of misguided people who would step in and be like, "Here, take my money and free this slave so they can enjoy life now." And they throw a whole bunch of money at the situation and then set these people out into the wild, and they're either guaranteed to get either exploited or kidnapped or in trouble again, or just never really adjust to trying to be a normal person, because it's not that simple.
いいだろう。そんなもんだ。それでいい。生きたいじゃなくていい。死にたくないで。とりあえずいい。
Ah, there you go. It doesn't have to be I want to live, but I don't want to die is good enough. Man, this show manages to surprise me every episode with these kind of heartfelt moments out of nowhere.
製鉄のバザルと美しき。
あ、そうか。ドワーフは7歳になるまで正式な名前をつけてもらえないんだ。
What? They don't get proper names until they turn 7? So wait, what was her name? Hold on. Holy crap. Like, not even by their parents, like under normal circumstances? Child of Bazaar of the Holy Steel and Lilitella of the Beautiful Snow Ridge. So I'm assuming those are her parents. Like, you're just called child of these two individuals? Those sound like fairly prestigious titles, though. So I'm a little confused as to, like, it seems like she is somebody of note who just ended up being a slave, or ended up in this position.
誤って殺してしまったかわいそうな弟の名前です。
せめて女の子だし、ジュリエットぐらいにしときましょうよ。
要はそれで構いません。
He killed his younger brother because he didn't know his own strength? I forgot about that. Man, I need to watch season 1 again. I need to go back and just watch season 1 again. I had completely forgotten about that.
こうして俺とザノバの人形計画はここから少しずつ前進していくこととなる。
So he can't teach him how to do the figurines, but he can definitely get him a protege. Now, here's the thing, though. I'm fairly convinced that he will treat her properly as long as Rudy commands it. But I think if it was up to him, he'd probably treat her like dirt. So I'm hoping that she's in good hands and that he's not as much of a pervert as he acts like sometimes. But yeah, this plan should be fine. And if she ends up becoming very good at this and crafting some really good sculptures and stuff like that or whatever, then maybe they can make a business or something out of it. Who knows? But anyway. And there you go. Episode is done. Another one in the bag. So I'm excited to figure out what's going to happen with this Fitz and Rudy situation. I really wish that they could just kind of find out who each other is, because they already have that kind of natural chemistry that just kind of, just from, you know, their childhood or whatever, they got along and they really were really good friends, and they have that kind of just basic natural chemistry with each other that hasn't changed since then. So to see the old gang back together would be kind of cool, even though I know some stuff about what happens later on that tells me that they aren't just going to be friends in the future. So I look forward to that too. Also, by the way, did you guys hear that they're going to be trying to literally take the entire manga and make it into an anime, like the whole thing? I don't know if it's been confirmed that that's what's going to happen, but I did think I seen something that said that that's what they want to happen. And if that's the case, oh my god, this, like I said, from some of the stuff that I did find out, the stuff that's coming later, and you know, just what I've seen of this show thus far, this is going to be one of the best shows I've ever seen, especially long form shows, you know, that's been around for a while. So I'm excited. I'm pumped. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.